What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of Monday Night Raw, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including a top WWE star takes a massive pay cut. This could be a disaster as more releases are coming. What is actually happening with Roman Reigns? Prayers for Chelsea Green, a major return at Backlash, a cancelled WWE feud revealed, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. As always, we won't recap the show, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good, as number one, a strong mid-card. One of the best things about the Raw product right now is that they have a strong mid-card. Penta as Intercontinental Champion was definitely the right move, and now names such as Javon Evans and Ethan Page are on the hunt for the title. Number 2, Jacob's presentation. Roman Reigns is going all out on making Jacob Fatu look like an absolute killer. Reigns selling off Fatu's offense on Raw last night was absolutely superb, and it's clear that Reigns wants this program to take Fatu to the very next level in WWE. There are still rumors that Fatu may end up getting the shock win this weekend, so we'll have to wait and see when it comes to what WWE has planned. Number 3, Sol Ruca has arrived. Sol Ruca impressed in her debut segment on Raw, and now it looks set that she will feud with Becky Lynch. Now, although Ruca had a slight botch during the execution of the Soul Snatcher, she was able to recover extremely well, but WWE went so far as to edit out the botch on later replays. But if WWE handles Ruca correctly, she could be a future world champion for the women's division. And Oba shines. Now, Oba Femi launched his open challenge last night on Raw, and the first challenge was answered by Otis. The match only lasted 2 minutes in length, but it was booked to perfection, and Otis reminded fans why he's been a WWE mainstay for years now. This Open Challenge series is likely to continue into the summer, as WWE is likely just killing time before Femi enters and potentially wins the 2026 King of the Ring. But that was good. What about the baddest? Number 1, end this feud. The feud between Finn Balor and the Judgment Day is actually still going on, despite it seemingly all wrapping up with the return of the Demon character at WrestleMania 42. On Raw last night, Balor lost to JD McDonough thanks to interference by Roxanne Perez, and now it looks like there's no end in sight for this rivalry, as what is the end game here? Number 2, the tag division needs some serious work. The Raw tag division needs some major work. There's a lack of teams on the show, and the Vision's title reign isn't exactly lighting the world on fire. There have been calls from fans recently for WWE to unify the tag titles once again, and in light of the countless releases, this may be in WWE's best interest at this stage. That was nothing downright ugly on this week's edition of Raw. The show did a decent job in building Backlash this weekend. It'll be interesting to see what direction the show is going to take next month, when the reigning world champion Roman Reigns takes the entire month off television. What do you guys think of the red brand this week? Let us know in the comments down below. Now, let's move on to the news. Our first story looks at a top WWE star takes a massive pay cut. Our top story today looks at the latest news when it comes to WWE names having their contracts restructured. It's already been confirmed that both Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston departed WWE, and this was due to them not wanting to restructure their contracts. But now it's surfaced that TKO approached another top name in the company, and it turns out that this name accepted a substantial 50% pay cut from the company. PW Insider were the first to break this news, with them stating that they won't be revealing the name anytime soon. A pretty majorly pushed WWE talent was asked to take a 50% pay cut, and allegedly did. I'm not naming the talent because I have no way yet to confirm this was the case, but the timing of that claim and what happened the very next day, Kofi and Woods' departures, was very interesting to say the least. This report lit social media on fire, with fans trying to guess which name had taken the massive cut in WWE. A lot of fans are angry that TKO is handling things in this manner, as they're acting like WWE is back in 1995 and the company is on the verge of bankruptcy and isn't making record profits every single year. The massive releases as well as the contract restructures are fresh off the heels of a record-breaking gate for WrestleMania, which is just insane to think about. Other reputable sources have since picked up the story related to the pay cut, with Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer stating that the story is indeed accurate, but the name who took the cut wasn't a tippy-top person. Regarding the story by Mike Johnson, which noted a star performer who was asked to and agreed to take a 50% pay cut, I can't say more than that is believed to be the case, and the person is not a tippy-top person. There have been recent raises, and there have been people asked to take cuts. I think it's very clear who they see as the top people, and none of them have been asked to take a cut. It provided some more context on who it could potentially be via the Wrestling Observer Radio. I know one guy in this situation, he could go to AEW and he could make a lot of money in AEW. but he did take a pretty big pay cut to stay. The reason you would be asked to renegotiate is because the contract you signed was when they perceived you as being far more valuable than they perceive you as being now. In the case of the person, it's someone who would fit into that category. And the reason was not that he's not good or not that he's not great, but that they creatively didn't take advantage of what they had. I would say this was the best way of putting it, but he accepted it. He didn't take the risk or whatever it is of going elsewhere. It's still a lot of money, you could say that. With information in WWE hardly ever being kept secret, it's only a matter of time before the identity and the name leaks online. But this seems to be a complete disaster as more WWE releases are coming. Unfortunately, this doesn't appear to be the end of WWE releases. According to Brian Alvarez on the Wrestling Observer Radio, more releases could be on the horizon, and Alvarez even lists specific names that fans should be concerned about. As viewers of the SmackDown TV show, I'd be very worried about Talatonga, Axiom, Nathan Frazier, and Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. We'll see what's going on, but I would not be surprised if there were more names to come. The WWE is going to have an incredibly thin roster by the time we get to SummerSlam. We also can't rule out the possibility of other names not wanting to restructure their contracts and then just deciding to walk out of the company, just like the New Day. Bodyslam Plus are reporting this morning that TKO wants even more talents to restructure their deals. Sources indicate to Bodyslam that TKO is asking multiple talent to restructure their contracts as a result of what they view as a talent rate of production versus what they're being paid. Another source indicated that TKO is looking to maximize revenue as the company is still currently in debt due to endeavors past. And more information is likely to surface regarding this in the coming days, so we'll always keep you posted on the latest developments. Pretty disgusting when you find out how much the top dogs were compensated in WWE and TKO. According to WrestleNomics, Ari Emanuel had a 272% increase from $18 million to $67 million, and WWE President Nick Khan had a 304% increase from $6 million to $24 million. Not to mention stock going up where they own a huge amount of shares in. As a little bit off topic, but The Rock was also a trending topic on social media, as he was seen at the Met Gala wearing a $3.3 million Billionaire 3 White Diamonds Jacob & Co. watch. I mean, it's pretty well known that people who attend the Met Gala normally borrowed these type of things for the show, but it's insane to think that bro literally had the entire tag division salary on his wrist. And let's not forget how much WWE and TKO are getting paid for the ring sponsors itself and the ringside seats. They literally pay for the entire main event roster scene. It's insane right now, and people are only calling it one thing: greed. Next up, what is happening with Roman Reigns? There continues to be a ton of confusion around the WWE status of World Champion Roman Reigns. Over the weekend, it was rumored that Reigns may have fallen out with TKO due to a contract dispute, but this has now been debunked. However, one of the stories that has picked up steam is Reigns and the mysterious Raw television dates for the month of June. Reigns was initially advertised for all Raw dates in June, however over the weekend he was removed, thus suggesting that he's taken the entire month off. The latest update on this comes from PW Insider, and they state that Reigns was never actually supposed to be advertised for the June Raw dates, and that this was an admin error on WWE's part. For those who have asked about Roman Reigns being removed from advertised Raw dates for June, we are told that Reigns was advertised in error and that there was a mistake on TKO WWE side as to what dates he would be working. It's not a case of an issue between Reigns and the company or an issue with the deal he signed in the run-up to WrestleMania 42. It was a clerical error. And the problem is that this means that Raw is going to be without an active world champion, if he retains at Backlash, for an entire month, and naturally contradicts Reigns' claims that he was going to be a full-time champion throughout the summer months. Weirdly though, Reigns is still advertised for the Night of Champions show in Saudi Arabia in June, yet numerous sources including Dave Meltzer have stated that Reigns won't be on this show in any capacity. Also in other Reigns news, after Raw went off the air, Reigns cut a promo. Most notably he mentioned, "I've busted my ass for too long, I've held my ground in this company for too long, and I ain't letting it just go." I mean, it's all but certain that Reigns is going to retain at Backlash, but there is that like 2% chance that he might actually drop it, as he still wants to put Fatu over in a big way. What bigger way than dropping the championship to him? Next up, the New Day say goodbye. Both Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods have said goodbye to WWE in a wholesome social media post. Both posts certainly pull the heartstrings, and Kingston's post is very notable, as it directly references the issues with TKO and their contracts. At one point he mentioned, "Do your best to live a life without regrets, control what you can control, always give it your all, and fight hard for what you believe in. Do not ever compromise or accept less than you do when it comes to your work." And multiple wrestlers would react to this, including Randy Orton, who simply shared a heart emoji. Xavier Woods will also take to social media to say to the locker room, producers, trainers, crew, camera teams, ring crew, everyone behind the scenes, and the props department, thank you. WWE has the most special and hardest working props department that you'll ever find. Love you guys, and none of this happens without you. Obviously, the biggest person to be affected by this is Big E, a longtime stablemate within the New Day. You would mention my brother, my family, to the grave and beyond. A living legend in and out of the ring. Love you dearly. You have inspired me for many years and continue to. What a blessing it is to call you family. Love you immensely. Your impact on this business is immeasurable. You turned your dreams into reality, a real-life alchemist. You've been a blessing to so many people backstage, to your peers in the ring, and to the fans around the world. What a run. It's unclear what's next for the legendary duo, but there are substantial rumors that the two may find themselves in AEW sooner rather than later. Next up, WWE wants to retain a release star. And whilst it appears that both the New Day members are firmly out the door, it's now been reported that WWE could be looking to retain Xavier Woods. According to Brian Alvarez on the Wrestling Observer Radio, WWE is looking to retain Woods in a deal that is similar to which Tyler Breeze is signed to. I will say, and I've heard this from a lot of people this weekend, that I do believe that WWE is trying to retain Xavier Woods with what was referred to repeatedly as a Tyler Breeze deal, which is basically he gets paid money to do stuff for the video game. And I don't know if he will accept that offer. I don't know what's going on in his head, but he might. There's been a lot of speculation when it comes to what is happening with the Up Up Down Down brand, and this retention contract likely links to it. Next up, prayers for Chelsea Green. A WWE star Chelsea Green took to Instagram to reveal that she recently underwent a heart procedure. After 10 years, doctors finally caught my SVT and I was able to get a heart procedure done 3 hours later, and I'm on the mend. And the inaugural Women's US Champion appears to be in very good spirits, and we here at Wrestlelamia wish Green a speedy and safe recovery. Next up was WWE trolling the fired names. Now another week, another instance of WWE directly referencing fired names on television. On last night's Raw, Logan Paul addressed Joe Hendry wanting him fired, and he responded by saying, "I made it clear you can't fire me. I'm unfireable. TKO can't fire me because that's bad business. I am the business. I'm the heart and soul of WWE." Also, Corey Graves had a bit of a weird line saying, "Loyalty doesn't pay the bills." A lot of fans believe that this is WWE directly trolling the fired names, and it's not exactly out of the realm of possibilities that this is something the company would do. Next up, a cancelled WWE feud revealed. Gunther has now set his sights on WWE Champion Cody Rhodes, but this wasn't the initial creative direction for the ring general. According to Body Slam, Gunther was initially set to feud with LA Knight on Raw. LA Knight was scheduled to have a short program with Gunther before the company pivoted to Gunther heading to SmackDown to challenge undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes. It's currently unknown what Knight's creative direction will now be, but he is still with the company. The fact that the report has to specify that LA hasn't been released highlights how turbulent WWE is right now. However, at least some good news is according to Body Slam, LA Knight is still in good standing with WWE. However, his future creative is still undetermined. And finally, a major return at Backlash. Our final story today looks at a potential return at Backlash this coming weekend. According to Brian Alvarez of the Wrestling Observer, there's belief within WWE that Kairi Sane could make a dramatic return to WWE programming during the PLE. Though she was released by WWE, Kairi Sane might not be totally done with the company. Our Brian Alvarez reports that within WWE, there's a belief that Sane could show up at Backlash this Saturday to finish out her storyline with Io Sky and Asuka. It's not clear if this will be a one-off appearance or not. Now, we appear to be heading towards a R-Truth situation here. It'll be interesting to see if a strong reaction to Sane at Backlash will convince WWE to bring her back on a full-time basis. Here's hoping. But there you have it, folks. Our look at Raw, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.